How to successfully satisfy your healthcare patients using nonverbal communication. Nonverbal behaviors not only have the potential to enhance interactions, but may encourage patients to express concerns, facilitate intercultural communication, have a positive impact on health, and help the healthcare staff diagnose and ultimately treat the patient more efficiently, which leads to increased patient satisfaction. The main nonverbal channels used in healthcare settings are facial expressions, eye contact, body gestures and touch, vocalics, territory and space, often referred to as proxemics, and physical appearance. The face is one of the main objects of attention during an interaction. Mehrabian suggests that 55% of interpersonal communication occurs through facial expressions alone. It is one of the most informative dimensions. Specifically, smiling expressions can lead to increased trust and honesty, as well as enhanced communication. So as a physician, it is very important to smile and/or maintain a pleasant facial expression throughout the interaction. Furthermore, it is very important to not frown or show any facial expression that may signal hostility or indicate any negative emotions. Maintaining eye contact and communicating demonstrates that the physician is engaged and attending to the emotional and informational cues expressed by the patient. The most satisfied respondents are those who were able to maintain the same eye level as a doctor. It is necessary in the building of rapport. It impacts patient-centeredness as well as awareness of the patient's psychological and cognitive functioning. It is very important to maintain mutual eye gaze with the patient and give them this undivided attention during the interaction. It is very easy to get distracted and look elsewhere, such as your paperwork or computer screens, but to improve the satisfaction, it is a good idea to make a conscious effort. Body gestures and touch improve the quality of communication and help demonstrate empathy towards the patient. They are regulated according to culture because of the variety of cultural social norms. They also help build rapport in the doctor-patient relationship. A study conducted to both patients and general practitioners concluded that touch increases the warmth felt and establishes a connection. Try to incorporate gestures such as emblems or illustrators that complement the message you are trying to send, as it will make communication easier. Also try to incorporate touch by perhaps touching the shoulder or even for a brief, comforting handhold. These behaviors might help increase your level of comfort. The absence of these behaviors might come off cold or not helpful. There are 6 focal qualities that may directly affect one's ability to be a persuasive speaker: volume control, rate of speech, use of pitch, articulation, and fluency with effective pauses. It is shown that variety in tempo, force, and pitch contribute to higher retention and learning material. This is especially important to motivate and help patients change behaviors that achieve optimal health. For effective communication, speak using vocal variety in appropriate volume. Don't speak too fast or too slow. Articulate and use effective pauses. Try not to speak in a monotone voice or mumble, as it can reduce the patient's comprehension and overall satisfaction. The proximity and body angle of doctors have been shown to impact healthcare communication and outcomes. There is a positive correlation between the doctor's open posture and level of patient satisfaction. The patient is more likely to be happy with their doctor visit if the doctor is closer and leaning inward. So by sitting closer to your patient, having an open body posture, and leaning towards them, you are more likely to be perceived as empathetic. Try to avoid leaning back or crossing your arms. Closing yourself off physically affects the interaction. Physical appearance includes what the person wears, the artifacts they have on them, their looks, and even level of attractiveness. In a study of 586 subjects, it was concluded that patients experience a greater willingness to share personal information with doctors wearing a lab coat. Additionally, those that are well-groomed seem to be perceived more empathetic as part of the halo effect. As a doctor, you should always be in uniform, well-groomed, and clean. Doing so will instill more trust in your patients. Patients make judgments and may not trust you or be satisfied if you don't meet their expectations. Social support for patients can be conveyed non-verbally through behaviors that help promote immediacy, which include leaning forward, making eye contact, nodding, smiling, and using a warm tone of voice. The presence of these behaviors are predictive of better cognitive and physical functioning. The use of these behaviors can also have a positive impact on the patient's pain ratings. A study of 205 subjects were assigned to interact with videotaped physicians conveying high or low supportive nonverbal behaviors such as leaning forward, eye contact, smiling, nodding, etc. It was found that the use of supportive behaviors decreased pain ratings and memory of pain. The key concept of efficient interactions in the healthcare setting is the clinician's ability to monitor and consciously adapt communication to meet the patient's need. This accommodation theory application encourages doctors to converge, not diverge, nonverbal behaviors to become more similar to patients.
Created using Powtoon.